thepascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. All right, man. All right. Looks like there's going to be a press conference in a little bit, y'all. There's going to be a press conference allegedly around 2. So we got like 45 minutes or so to get things on and popping, allegedly. But nonetheless, there's going to be a press conference revolving around the Montgomery Riverfront Brawl. Okay. And it's pretty crazy. I didn't know about this until I was live just a few seconds ago. Thank you to Rianne, because she mentioned it in the chat. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're going live, or they're going to be doing a press conference? What the hell? So we got a little bit of time before the actual press conference goes down. But nonetheless, it is a press conference that I don't want to miss. And I'm sure you don't want to miss as well. So we're going to get into some things. We're going to be talking about a few things, maybe do a small little recap. Again, I can't really give you or show you guys a lot of the footage anymore, because the last time I did it, yesterday when I did it, this mother lover, that whole thing got age restricted. So even the little bit that I showed you guys yesterday was hit. It sucks, y'all. It sucks. It's tragic. So it is what it is. But nonetheless, we're here to see this press conference. But I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a recap as time goes on, as we continue. Thank you guys for all y'all who have been over here watching the other show revolving around the missing case of, or actually the unaliving of Rachel Morin. It's a story, it's a case that still needs to get some word out there. So I wanted to spread the word and talk about that as well. But this story too is very wild. And apparently the mayor is going to be speaking out, allegedly. So we're going to be here to hear what they have to say. I don't know if the mayor's male or female, so I'm just going to say what they have to say about this situation. So if you're here for it, you're here for the information. Hopefully there's been some new arrests, maybe some updates on some arrests that have been made. I'm hoping and praying that is the case. Hopefully on a lot of these evildoers that started this whole debacle in the first place. That's what I'm hoping for. So please do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you hit that reaction button as we watch, as we discuss and all that. That would be greatly appreciated. And of course, if you haven't done this yet, hit that subscribe button, crush it, bang it, whatever you need to do to make it happen. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated. All right, guys. And of course, hit that follow and like button on Facebook. I don't know if I said that again, but I feel like I'm on deja vu because I just got done with another show. Anyway, and please, guys, if you haven't done that yet, please share that feed that I just recently did, so on and so forth. That would really, really mean a lot. Okay. We do need to bring more awareness to a lot of stories out here, but I know everyone's real hyper focused right now on the brawl that has been seen around the world. There have been so many memes, so many videos. People are making songs, all that around this particular situation. And that in which I am talking about is the Montgomery Riverfront Brawl. Man, was it insane. That fight was absolutely insane, y'all. Absolutely insane. But I'm telling you right now, I know all of us were here for it. All of us were wanting to watch and see this whole thing, how this whole thing went down, because I feel, was a beautiful display of people coming together to fight for one person, period. That's one thing. That's one major takeaway from that whole thing. people coming together and not just standing there and just letting this guy get pummeled and recording everything for their own enjoyment so that they can maybe go viral because they're the ones who filmed it saying world star, right? I do appreciate that people went out of their way to kick butt and take names. So what I'm talking about is, of course, I'm going to have to pepper this in. I'm going to have to be very, very careful on what I pull up here. I'm going to be completely real with y'all because it is not, most of it is not good. And I don't want to get this video age restricted again. But I do want to show you guys a little bit, like, just a bit of the beginning, because I think when it comes to everything, I know a lot of us are wondering what happened, why did this all go down, and so on. So I'm going to tell you guys this. First, there was a boat that was off on the side, a riverboat that had a bunch of passengers on it. They were all trying to get to go and dock. But some arrogant, terrible individuals decided to think that their ish don't stink and decided to say, oh, well, wherever I dock my boat is where it's going to be. Even though they're not supposed to be docking in that particular dock. They're supposed to be parked. They're supposed to dock their boat somewhere else. Not where they were. But these guys, because of, I don't know, sunburns and alcohol, definitely alcohol, and just arrogance, they thought that they could do whatever the hell they wanted. Also because we are now starting to understand that the family, that particular family that started the brawl, owns a line of stores. So the financial privilege on top of it is just, like I said, it's ridiculous. It's deplorable what they did in this situation. But let me get let me just, sorry, I was just reading a comment here. I'm going to get to the super chats here in a second, but I'm going to show you guys just a little bit of this, and it's only up until the fight actually goes down. I'm not showing you guys the fight. If you want to watch the fight, go and check out my other video. That would be greatly appreciated. But this piece is insane, and I think this is something that we all should take a look at before it went down. Because we all seen the brawl, but we are all wondering what the hell happened. How did we get here? How did we get here? You know what I mean? How did we get here? This is insane. So let me press play and let's rock and roll.
That guy in the white shirt is crew from our little dinner cruise boat who got off our ship to go over there to move that black pontoon boat on his own because those guys who parked there were told not to leave it there and they left it there. So he's just pushing it off. That's funny. Took matters into his own hands. I love it.
I do want to also point out that there is somebody else. There is somebody else that's helping him too. I forgot to mention that on the other show. He had himself, the guy in the white shirt guy, and this other guy in a red vest were moving the boats down the dock so that the boat in which this lady is filming right now from can go and dock on the dock, for crying out loud. And these guys, the arrogance, the absolute ridiculousness, all right, that on this situation, it's just ridiculous, y'all. Wrong, messed up, all that. But like I said, let's continue. They got exactly what they deserved. Period.
I hope the police give him a big old ticket. Ooh, confrontation with the owner of the boat. Those guys are all drunk.
We all got to throw your ass in this water. Move, bitch! Get out the way! Get out the way! Get out the way! Move, bitch! Get out the way! Get out the way! Get out the way! Move, bitch! Get out the way! Get out the way! Get out the way! Move, bitch! Get out the way! Get out the way! Get out the way!
Let the woman try to swing on the ball.
I want to. I can't go to the city. I want to go to the gym. They say sit ain't got no clean I ain't going to just calm down. Baby down. You got to sit and scream and move the fuck out the way. There you go. Get out now. Get out now.
Yeah, nigga, they don't want to move. That is now vote to blow them in.
All right, I'm in.
Look at me.
Nigga, dog get close.
Somebody told me, man, she didn't let me put my dog like she a dog in here. Put my dog. I ain't gonna do nothing but drown and I'm gonna come in here.
Oh, boy.
No, we do for y'all, baby. It's over.
Okay. And that's when all things go crazy. And then, of course, there's the chair and I know a lot of y'all still talking about that. And I'm going to be real. The chair is insane. That the folding chair, when the folding chair comes out, everything just goes insane. That's just insane. But, and somebody else that said the reenactments have been insane as well. I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Now, apparently, Roberta said something. I'm going to take a look and see if I can get that. Thank you so much, Roberta. But let me get these super chats really quick. Again, there will be, just so you guys know, breaking, just so you guys know, this is why I hopped on here live. Allegedly, there will be a live press conference, as you guys can see in the title up above or down below, wherever you're watching this show. There's going to be a press conference. Allegedly, there will be the mayor addressing the public about what happened here. And don't worry, I'm going to play a little bit more of this in just a second, but I wanted to show you guys proof positive, because even WFLA, JB Bueno, even put up a statement or a tweet, and it says here, the mayor of Montgomery, Alabama will address the disturbing Riverfront Brawl, receiving nationwide attention after being caught on camera Saturday. And then, of course, he's live already doing his thing. Shout out to WFLA, because it is pretty amazing. But yeah, Ish went down. Ish went down this weekend. Like I said, I was busy. Yeah, I was busy welcoming life into the world and all that, and all this went down. I just, man, it's just crazy. It is absolutely crazy, and unfortunately, I can't play a whole lot of the videos because of the crazy amount of flagging these videos have been getting. Mine also got put behind an age restriction wall, which is crappy, to say the least. you can't really show a whole lot of stuff like that on these platforms, unfortunately. All right. But S-Dubs, thank you so much for the 10. Thank you. Congratulations on your new baby. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Talvish, thank you so much for the 2. Thanks for sharing my meme, Pascal. Of course, it was hilarious. Guys, go check it out. I put it on Twitter and I put it on Twitter, Threads, and I put it on my Facebook page as well. The meme that Talvish made. It's very, very funny. Julie Jam, thank you so much for the 4. Damn, you could have just shown all the videos yesterday. Then if we're going to be age restricted anyway, I still haven't seen all of the videos. Now, the other show, I showed a good chunk of the videos. There are so many videos. People had so many cameras and there's so many different angles. It's overwhelming. We would have been here for 24 hours showing every single angle, but I showed the popular videos, the popular moments. So Julie, if you want to go check it out, go check out that video. And I did that as a live. We watched it all as a family. It is pretty crazy. I did not show the footage of the chair solely because that was a little bit too, and I think for a lot of people, it's pretty intense, that information or that video. I'm going to keep it real. It's not great, but I do want to know, no matter what, there's going to be a press conference very, very soon, almost 20 minutes from now. And one of the things I want to know is if there were more arrests made, was justice served to those that put their hands on this security guard? On the security guard. I'm not talking about the ones that came in and tried to protect the security guard. They were in there trying to protect. And of course, there were other people where things just flew off the hinges. And they were even hitting cops too. Everybody was getting crazy. So I have to, so I have to ask that question. Who got in trouble? Who got their ass handed to them? And who's actually looking at justice right now? Yes, Nicole, I don't want to be demonetized. Let's keep it straight funky. So I have to be safe with the stuff that I put out here. But nonetheless, though, there are things that I'm sure that we can talk about, or, there's questions that I know a lot of y'all have. So again, thank you so much for the super chats. I really do appreciate it. But I know a lot of y'all have some questiones. Like, what happened? How did this really go down? I know that there's that whole thing of like the boat was supposed to be parked, the riverfront boat was supposed to be docking there. The boats weren't supposed to be docked there, so on and so forth. But let's see what the Today Morning Show says about this. And then, of course, I'm going to check the messages and see if that's something I can show on the show. But here it is. What happened at the Montgomery Riverfront? A large brawl broke out. Large brawl broke out on Saturday, shortly before 7 p.m. So this was on the 5th of August. Man, that's crazy. At the Alabama Capitol, after a worker attempted to clear a dock along the river so that the Harriet II riverboat could dock, witnesses told NBC News. The brawl was fueled by alcohol and adrenaline, witnesses also said. And I said this last night. Don't be dumb. Don't put out, when you start mixing alcohol and hubris, ego, privilege, sunburns, whatever you want to call it, when you get drunk, bad things happen, period. When a group of rowdy boaters refused to move their pontoon at the Montgomery Riverfront, they attacked the dock worker when he untied the boat to make way for the riverboat. Witnesses said authorities have not publicly named the man who was attacked or the individuals involved in the fight. That's not entirely true. People dox the hell out of the people who are attacking that security guard. Real talk. Everybody and their mama know their name now. Authorities have not confirmed the motive behind the fight. And that's the other thing. I'm also hearing that other commentators are starting to get they're starting to get letters from lawyers of the families of the family that was involved in the situation. It's not good. It's no bueno. It's no bueno. Real quick, Debbie, thank you so much for being a member for the past 5 months. I really do appreciate it. Also, that's a cool little feature. They're finally showing members chats on this platform, on this program. So I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for being a member and supporting the channel for the past 5 months. And again, just like Debbie, please, if you want to support the channel, hit that join button down below. That would be greatly appreciated. She says, I'm not in chats much, but I watch every video and replays. You're great at what you bring us. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you for being a member. Latif, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the 5. Congrats, Pascal, on the new edition. Thank you so much. New edition. Okay, never mind. Peace family. What's up, man? Heard you was looking for me. I miss my people. Yeah, man, you've been out. You've been gone. I'm happy you're back, man. Happy you back. Happy you back. Okay? But let us get going here. We're going to find out who got arrested and all that. If there's any arrests that were made. And we're going to be hearing about that in 15 minutes. So let's continue on. Again, quit mixing alcohol and buffoonery. It's only going to get bad. It's only going to get worse. So they have not identified the security guard, but I'm sure that's going to come out very, very soon in the video shared with NBC News after a group of what appeared to be white men ran along the dock to attack the worker who is black. More people joined in and appeared to defend the worker. Thank you, Jesus. I'm happy about that. Other footage shared with NBC News shows people punching and shoving one another, with one person falling into the water as police struggled to contain the chaos. The riverfront is a popular destination with a park, stadium, amphitheater, and riverboat. Okay. Like I said, it's pretty nuts, y'all. It is pretty nuts what went down. Now, let me check something really quick. I got a message. I want to see let me see what the message is all about. Right quick. Let me see. It won't let me open it, Roberta. So whatever was sent, the link, it looks like the link is broken. Just a heads up. But please try to send it again if you can. But apparently there is, I guess, the captain of the Harriet II, I guess, it has spoken out, had some things to say, but if you can send that to me again without the link being broken, that'd be great. Because that is not, let me try one more time. Nope, it is not working. It is not working. Okay, that is not working. But as we already know, security guard was doing his damn job. And that's what's frustrating about this. That's what's frustrating about this. Let me see if I can find it somewhere. Let's see. Let's see what it does. Yeah, I don't see anything here, but let me see. Because the that thing is all going to be going down here very, very shortly. Very shortly. over 10 minutes from now. So let me see. Yeah, I don't see, it doesn't say anything here. But of course, we will find out more information from there, but we'll see. Let me grab this one. Trini, thank you so much for the 5. White chairs, black hats, Cheez-Its, wigs, robes will be very popular this Halloween 2023. Absolutely. You know what? You right. Cheez-Its, wigs, robes, granola bars, white chairs, black hats. I mean, you name it. You name it. Somebody's going to be dressing up as the Black Aquaman as well. I guarantee you that. But Alabama is having a hell of a year so far. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people having a really good time dressing up as those people. It's going to be insane. Somebody's going to be the Croc Man too. Let's not forget the Crocs. He got the Crocs beaten onto him. He got the Crocs beaten into him. Let's keep it real. They were shin deep. They were up to his shins. That's insane. Man was beaten that bad. That's insane. So we will see what happens here. But let's see here, guys. I'm going to see if I can. Yeah, that doesn't make any. I don't know why that is not working. One more time. Nope. Well, that sucks. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it on here. Ah, found it. Let's see what this says. Allegedly, this is from I just had to use a different, just kind of Google it and try to find it. But I found it, I think. So allegedly, this is from this is the captain of the ship, captain of the Harriet II, speaking. So I'm going to play a little bit of this because, you know, I don't know this channel and all that, but I'm going to play a tiny bit of this here really, really quick. Okay, guys, let's rock and roll because we have 10 more minutes. So I'm going to play a little bit of this and see what the captain has to say about this.
Just right above the dock. So we waited for a little while, and then the guys left that were on that boat. They left the boat and just left the park, or they left the dock. So I assumed they were gone. So Stewart, who captains the pedal boat, was there, and I knew he could get his boat in and out of that area. So I called him on the phone and said, "Hey, Stewart, man, can you come over here and get a couple of my deckhands, drop them off on the dock, and let them move that boat for me so I can get my boat in?" He said, "Sure." So he did. And then so my two deckhands went over there. One of them was my senior deckhand, my first mate. He was the one that was attacked. They went over there. They know how to move a boat. And in the boating world, boaters are generally, you know, very friendly.
Right.
And in the boating world, it's common. If you have to move somebody's boat, it's not like it's nothing to get upset about. You have to move a boat sometimes.
It's water.
Particularly though, you know, we're a passenger vessel. That boat weighs over 500,000 pounds.
Right.
You know, you don't want to be in its way.
Hamburger.
If you can help it. So anyway, they went over there, moved the boat. After they moved it, those guys came running back. They must have still been in the park or up in the gazebo or something. And the one, you know, at first there, I thought maybe they were going to have a little discussion. It's going to calm down. Now, see, we're 40 yards or 30 yards away from the dock watching all this. There's nothing we can do. And about about that time, another guy comes running up, and then within a minute or so, it was all out brawl. And then I saw some more guys coming. I said, "Oh, thank God, they're going to break it up." But instead of breaking it up, they jumped on him too. So at one time, it was like six, 7 guys on my deckhand.
That's crazy.
Who was just trying to move the boat,
doing his job.
So this went on for a minute. Some people came from the plaza and helped pull some guys off of him. He got away for a little bit there. Things started to calm down a little bit, and the police showed up. And I said, okay, it's going to be okay. And my deckhand came back over and motioned me to bring the boat into the dock, that everything was calm. And by this time, I said there was already a half dozen police officers on the dock. This is about 15 minutes later. And so we started bringing the boat in. And as soon as the boat hits the dock, some of my crew who saw my first mate, Damien, being attacked, felt they had to retaliate, which was unfortunate. I wish we could have stopped that from happening. But when you see something like that,
right,
and it was difficult. It was difficult for me to sit there in the wheelhouse watching him being attacked. And the whole time I'm on the PA, stop, the police are here, stop. But
hold on.
There wasn't any stopping them.
Real quick, I'm going to play a little bit more. Don't worry. Apparently this is from the Joey Clark show, if I'm correct. Hopefully I'm not saying this wrong. But really, really quick. During the brawl, during the videos, all the videos that you saw, did we ever hear anybody say, did we hear I didn't hear any captain on any megaphone saying, "Stop, everybody, stop, chill." You know what I mean? I never heard it, but I feel like the chaos was so loud and so deafening that you couldn't hear anybody. It was just a very loud murmur of noises, of people grunting, fighting, yelling, cursing, spitting. I mean, it was insane. But I didn't hear any captain say anything on the loudspeaker. Not once, but okay, let's play a little bit more. Let's play a little bit more because the press conference is allegedly happening in about 5 minutes, y'all. Press conference in 5 minutes, so hold tight. Oh, and do not forget to hit that like button, baby. Hit that like button, please and thank you. And of course, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like and follow button on Facebook, please and thank you. I'll be keeping a close watch on this story as things start to develop, as things start to get thicker than a snicker. I will be talking about it and covering it here. Do not worry about that. Don't you worry about a thing. Let's get going here.
So once we get to the dock, and then that's when a little bit of the melee started, and finally the police got control of it. I'm just so thankful nobody had a weapon.
Likewise. Well, and I'd imagine, I appreciate you telling us all that. I'd imagine from just seeing what I saw on the tape that the guys that all y'all who work together, y'all seem pretty tight. Like this isn't just a day job. Like these are folks that it's a kind of a work family, right?
Well, they're shipmates. Shipmates is,
right,
different than most jobs where people work together and go home. Some of these crew, like we just got back from bringing the boat back from Mobile. We were on there for 7 days. All spend the night watching movies, when we're doing the work, getting the boat up. Being a team, and cleaning the boat too, coming up the river.
Well,
and shipmates are like a team, and I want to make one point. I do want to make is it wasn't a black and white thing. I had every single white crew member, male, on the boat was on the dock.
Word.
I mean, it wasn't like this was our crew upset about these idiots.
Right.
And this group, this is the same group that comes every year. They're from Selma, and we've had trouble with them in the past, but just like jokey things. Like a couple of years ago, the same group was here. We came back from a cruise, and our golf cart was missing. We use a golf cart to get seniors and handicapped back up to the parking lot.
Interesting.
And so when it was missing, we finally found it in the Hampton Inn lobby. And we looked at the Hampton Inn video, found out who did it, and we had them come down, and we were going to press charges in, but the police, talked the side of it, saying this may not be so serious to press charges.
Yo, that's big news. I'm going to keep it real. That's big news, y'all. So they have a history of just being jerk-offs. They have a history. Those same dudes that move their boats, that dock their boats. The accent is killing me, y'all. But move their boats and docked in an area that was not supposed to happen. They have a history of exercising the power that they believe that they have. They have a history of exacting or exercising what they believe is their privilege, their right to put their boat on that dock or drive the company's golf carts and park them inside hotel lobbies. These dudes, these mother lovers think that they are untouchable. Real talk, they think they're untouchable. This makes me think of like the Righteous Gemstones. I don't know why it made me think of that show, but just the accent and then the amount of privilege because they come from like wealth, because they have a legacy in that area. They think they can do anything they want. And then the police said, "Oh no, we're not going to be pressing any charges, by the way. Nah, it's not worth pressing no charges. Nah, don't waste your time on that. Don't waste your time on pressing charges. It's just a golf cart in a hotel lobby. It's nothing." Yet it escalates to this. If these mother lovers actually got what they deserved, which is them paying the price, getting justice, even if it is a little misdemeanor, they would not have done what they did. Because they constantly were going, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can get away with over and over and over again. And guess what? It finally came up to this moment, that brawl. And I will say this too, let's keep it real. That whole brawl, it was everybody. Everybody came to the aid of this security guard. Everybody did, which I commend everybody for them doing it. Yes. Look, if you buck, you know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. People came up and they did their thing. Not everybody. It was not black versus white. I repeat, it was not black versus white. If you watch the footage, there were a bunch of people coming together and fighting on that guy, on that worker's behalf, on that employee's behalf. Real talk. Which makes me happy. It wasn't just some race riot like some people are trying to paint it out to be. People came to his aid, helped him out, and the fight went down. Now, there's allegedly going to be a press conference. Shout out to WFLA. I might do the rest of that video as a pop-up video after we get done with this press conference, because I think there is some information. And yeah, New Diamond, you're right. It started out that way. It most definitely did. It started one black man versus a whole bunch of white people, whole bunch of white dudes that were basically trying to curb stomp this dude. No right of them doing that at all. The fact that they feel that they have the privilege to put their paws on an employee, they're above everyone like that, is beyond me. So the fact that they got their asses handed to them, shoot. That's what you get when you F around and you gonna find out. That's it. Now I'm hoping that the mayor is not going to sit there and go, now we don't know who the people were. We don't know who the perpetrators were, the assailants were in the fight. So we can't really press no charges over a boat. It better not be that. I'll be angry as all get out. Let's rock and roll, guys. Here's the press conference. Hit that like button. This is the mayor? Oh, snap. It's a wrap.
Good afternoon. I'm glad all of you are here today.
Man.
Join us. I want to thank all the
Yeah, I was going to say, turn that
members
up.
of the City of Montgomery, Montgomery Police Department, Montgomery Fire and Rescue, all of our employees, as well as everyone in our community that has been so helpful regarding the situation that brings us here today. As you all know, we had an unfortunate event to take place over the weekend in downtown Montgomery on our riverfront, something that was brought on by reckless individuals who did not really use good judgment and caused an event that certainly was avoidable. That said, the police department reacted very swiftly, very intentionally to address the matter, as did other citizens in the community. And so at this time, we wanted to bring forth some information that we did not have as our investigation continues to report to the public. And so I have with me Chief Darrell Albert, the Chief of the Montgomery Police Department, who will update you on the status of this event and how things are going in the investigation at this point. But again, we want to thank all the members of the public, all of our first responders, everyone who's been helpful, witnesses in bringing forth the information that we have. So at this time, I'll turn it over to Chief Albert.
Man, you better be arresting some other lovers. There better be some arrests made. I will say that. Let's go.
Good afternoon. Again, Chief Darrell Albert, Montgomery Police Department.
Oh, bet.
Now, I'll kind of lay out the facts as we know them now regarding the incident that took place on Saturday, August 5th, 2023 at 7 p.m. There were several events taking place on our historic riverfront. Positive feedback regarding a school event hosted by the Montgomery Public Schools and Hyundai was taking place at the amphitheater and nearby train shed. The Harriet II river cruise ship was fully operational, operating from a designated docking space along the river. The Harriet takes passengers on 2-hour tours up and along the Alabama River throughout the day. On this day, there were 227 passengers aboard that vessel. The incident occurred between the co-captain of the Harriet II vessel and a private boat owner and his family. As the Harriet attempted to dock in its designated space, designated and reserved due to the gangway access as well as the mooring requirements, the private boat was docked in its space, prohibiting safe docking of the Harriet. The captain of the Harriet remained away from the dock for nearly 40 to 45 minutes as they attempted to contact the operators of the private boat via PA system. They were only responded to with obscene gestures, curse words, and taunting. The co-captain was then picked up by a separate vessel and brought to the pier in an attempt to have a conversation with the private boat owners and or have those boats moved so that the Harriet could dock. A confrontation ensued between the co-captain and Mr. Pickett, the co-captain, being attacked by several members of the private boat. Several members of the Harriet II came to Mr. Pickett's defense, engaging in what we all have seen since on social media. I'll give you a timeline as to the way the calls came in and the Montgomery Police Department's response. The original call came in at 7 p.m. as a typical disturbance. The caller, who was the captain of the Harriet, was very calm and not in distress. As additional calls were received, at 7:15 p.m., the call was dispatched to the Montgomery Police Department. 7:18, the first units, 4 Montgomery Police Department officers arrived on scene, with 3 shortly thereafter. 13 individuals were detained and brought to police headquarters for questioning and interviews. Those interviews lasted several hours. At that time, all parties involved were released pending further investigation, but were all given instructions on how to secure warrants on combatants. We have since consulted with and are continuing to work with the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, our state police agency, the Montgomery's DA's office, and the local office of the FBI. This investigation is ongoing and more charges are likely. We encourage the public to continue to send us additional videos or evidence relating to this case. Those can be sent to starcenter@montgomeryal.gov or at our secret witness, 334-625-4000. The victims in this case, the co-captain, Mr. Damian Pickett, black male, and a 16-year-old white male juvenile who was struck by the owners and operators of the private boat. The suspects thus far have been identified as Richard Roberts, white male, 48 years old, with 2 outstanding warrants for assault, third degree. Alan Todd, white male, 23 years old, 1 warrant for assault, third degree. And Zachary Shipman, white male, 25 years old, 1 warrant for assault, third degree. We have instructed those individuals to turn themselves into law enforcement, and as at this time, 1 is secured and in custody. The other 2 are set to turn themselves in within the next hour. We are also asking for Mr. Reggie Gray, the black male, 42 years old, who was seen wielding that folding chair, to contact the Montgomery Police Department for further interviews and as part of this investigation. As the mayor said a minute ago, this investigation is ongoing and more charges are likely. We want to thank the public and the media for supplying the much needed evidence and video surveillance that we've received, and it helped us to determine the facts as they happen. Keep in mind, when this incident took place, when it initially took place, the police department didn't have the luxury of the videos that we all have seen now. The police department was acting on statements and witness statements that occurred as we arrived. Now that we have more information, again, more charges are pending. I'm available to answer your questions, but that sums up where we are at this time, sir.
Can you identify who has turned themselves in?
Not at this time. We know 1 individual has turned himself in. He is in the custody of the Selma Police Department. Again, I've worked with the Selma Police Department, and we've been working very closely with Chief Fulford over there, and Chief Fulford contacted me just prior to this press conference to say 1 individual has turned himself in, and the other 2 are set to turn themselves in a little bit later. Now, the issue is we had multiple addresses in Selma and in Orange Beach. So locating these individuals were a little bit challenging, but now we've made contact. We should be and will be bringing those individuals here for justice. Sir.
Chief Randy Scott, APTV. Saturday night, there was some video that shows some individuals being led away in handcuffs. Were those folks detained or were they released a little later after they were detained?
So on the night of the incident, the Montgomery Police Department detained 13 individuals for questioning and for further investigations. Those individuals were transported to police headquarters, in which at that time we were able to gain much needed information we need and provide them with information on how to secure warrants for the information and for the acts that you saw live on TV.
Chief, can you give us any detail about that conversation? Like, what words were exchanged? I mean, obviously you guys, dug pretty deep into that part of it. What can you tell us about the resistance to move the vote?
Can you identify yourself and?
Right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Yes. So the co-captain, again, as the co-captain approached the dock and attempted to peacefully move the boat over, just enough so that Harrier could park, the owners of the boat confronted him in a very hostile manner. There was words exchanged, and then it turned into a fistic encounter that you've all seen. So the co-captain was doing his job. He was simply trying to move the boat in just enough to where the cruise ship can park safely in its identified location. However, it quickly escalated into a fistic encounter.
Anything of a racial nature at that point between people who were at the boat?
So as it relates to racial epithets in conversation and names being called, while the Harriet was still out in the water, there was a lot of, I've seen finger gestures and comments and innuendos made at a distance. Of course, when the co-captain approached, that continued. But again, working with the local FBI, we did examine if there was enough to file hate crimes charges on this case. And again, we rely heavily on advice from the FBI. We've also looked at what it takes to elevate this to a riot or inciting a riot. We've worked with our local district attorney, and it didn't fit the criteria for that. So the charges that we have pending on South 3rd at this time are appropriate charges for what we've seen and the behavior that we've seen on social media.
Chief Rosina Smith with.
Yes, so the 4 warrants that secured are all members of the pontoon boat, and the attack on the co-captain. And there was an attack on a 16-year-old employee of the smaller vessel that took the co-captain from the Harriet to the dock. That 16-year-old was assaulted by one of those members of that pontoon boat, and his mother actually signed warrants on one of those individuals. That individual was a 16-year-old white male employee of the smaller vessel that was operating in the river at that time as well.
Chief Rosanna Smith with WSFA, could you please provide us with the names of those suspects again and spell them for us? And then are these misdemeanor charges, or what's the ranking of these charges?
Yes, so assault is misdemeanor charges by statute. And the names of the individuals that's wanted is Richard Roberts, Roberts. He's a white male, 48 years old. He has 2 warrants pending for assault 3rd. Alan Todd, TODD, 23-year-old white male, has 1 warrant pending. And Zachary Shipman, SHIPMAN, white male, 25 years old, he has 1 warrant pending.
Excellent. Also, we've been hearing that there was also possibly previous incidents with these boaters. To MPD's knowledge, was there any previous incidents with these boaters and the riverboat crew?
We have no knowledge at this time that this was something that was continued from prior incidents. This was a standalone incident, again, that was brought to our attention, and we acted on the information we had. I can tell you we looked at every avenue. There was no stone unturned. We examined this over a period of time, not only that night, but since that night. At this time, based on the way the statutes read and the way the laws are crafted, we were unable to present any inciting a riot or racially biased charges at this time.
Hey, Chief, when you said the smaller vessel, can you clarify that was not the pontoon boat, that was a different boat?
I'm sorry?
When you said the smaller vessel.
Okay, so the smaller vessel I mentioned, in which the co-captain was moved from the Harriet to the dock, was moved by a smaller vessel. A smaller vessel operated independently in the river, was able to pick up the co-captain and bring him to the dock so that he could work on moving the boats that were impeding the docking of the Harriet.
Lori from NBC News and Nightly News. Can you tell us which defendant has turned themselves in at this point?
I do not have the information on the defendant that turned himself in. We do know that one has since been taken into custody by Selma PD, and the other 2 are en route to Selma now to turn themselves in. And of course, the Montgomery Police Department will do that transfer of those suspects to be transported here to the city of Montgomery.
Can you just describe the signage at the dock there? Is there signage saying "Do not park here"? This is riverboat parking only.
So there was no signage at the time. However, the mooring area for the Harry is well defined by the dock itself, the area that's cordoned off, as well as the large poles that the boat ties off to. And you know, what we do is the Harry is parked there all the time. That boat is out there all the time. Individuals that utilize that river and that dock are very familiar with where that larger vessel is required to dock because of the mooring that's set up, as well as the gangplank areas that needs to be utilized to get those passengers on and off the vessel. Well, I'll say this. There were signs there over a period of time. The signs have either been removed or blown away several times. We are looking at a new strategy to post the signs where they're more permanently attached and affixed.
One more thing. Just everybody keeps asking about this racially. When people see the first video, it looks like there are, 6 white guys beating up on 1 black guy. Can you understand the question?
Absolutely understand the question and the concern. That's why this department went above and beyond and looked under every stone for answers. And we reached out to not only ourselves internally, but we looked at our state and federal partners to consult with to see if we're right in line with the charges that's appropriate for the incident at hand.
A question, Chief, for you and Mr. Mayor, was as you all looked at the video and saw this become what it has become, can you just kind of tell us thoughts and emotions that you both felt watching all this over the past few days?
Well, first of all, this is not indicative of who we are as a city. The city of Montgomery is much better than that. Our people are fine people. We have plenty going on in terms of events. Look, that was a positive event. The Montgomery Public Schools and Hyundai Corporation getting together to do a back-to-school event. We had the boat operating in the river. We had folks downtown enjoying a good day. That's what we're about here in the city of Montgomery. We're about a good time, enjoying ourselves, and being neighborly. So it was quite disturbing that we saw this type of activity happening. And that's why the Montgomery Police Department and all of our partnering agencies got together to make sure we're doing all we can to not only bring this case to a close, but prevent it from happening in the future.
Mr. Mayor,
Alex?
Mr. Mayor, can you answer this question?
I couldn't say it any better.
I know you mentioned the scenario were there any other injuries that possibly with it?
Well, the co-captain did receive treatment at a local hospital the night of the event. That's the only knowledge that we have of anybody receiving any injuries or receiving treatment for injuries.
What, if anything, do you feel could have kept this from getting so out of hand?
Well, we talk about conflict resolution and de-escalation all the time. We talk about that, and it's not only for kids, it's not only for teenagers and juveniles. Everyone must be aware of conflict resolution and de-escalation. There was no need for this event to take the path it did.
Chief, if you watch the video, it looks like someone on the monster boat who also got involved in that fight. Are they going to face any charges for their role that they played in that?
Well, again, we have many, many more interviews to conduct. We're going to ask everyone that we previously interviewed, as well as the videos that we were starting to receive. As we identify additional folks that we need to talk to, we'll ask them to come in and we'll try to locate them and do further investigation, see if charges are appropriate. Wait, let's go here and I'll come back to you. Well, my message is, again, like I just said a minute ago, the people of Montgomery, and we're better than that, in that we're a fun city, and we don't want this type of activity to shed a dark eye on what this city is all about. Again, we're going to do all we can, our due diligence, to ensure that this case is solved and put to rest, and that we don't have this type of activity going on in our city again. Sir?
You said you were reaching out to the building, holding check. They didn't identify the people on the pontoon boat, the people that were the crew.
Can you state your name and who you're with?
Oh, I'm 18.
With who?
18, 19 years.
Okay, so the individual wielding the folding chair has been identified as Mr. Reggie Gray, black male, 42 years old. We're again asking Mr. Reggie Gray to contact local law enforcement. There's more interviews and for us to conduct with him, and I'm sure we'll be in contact with him in the very near future. We're asking him to reach out to us within the next 24 hours so we can, again, sort through the issues with the folding chair and what we all saw on social media as well. Well, what I'll say to that is anyone involved that has culpability for violating the law is subject to, restrictions in terms of the law. So we're going to go where this investigation leads us. No one's off limits. We'll interview as many as we need. Again, on the night of the incident, we interviewed 13 that we were able to detain and transport to police headquarters. But again, I don't think we're near finished. We have a lot more work to do on this. And we'll continue to inform the public and the media on our progress.
Chief, was there any damage to either the Harriet 2, the dock itself, or any place around that area that will probably have to be replaced with fixed?
There was no damage reported at this time.
Chief, I've seen some.
Sir? Well, great question regarding resources. The Montgomery Police Department is fully functional and able to handle this investigation. We do thank our local, state, and federal partners for their contribution to this investigation. We'll continue to lean on them as needed. Again, I've worked with and been in constant contact with Chief Fulford over in Selma, and we'll continue to do so wherever it takes us. Wherever this investigation takes us and leads us, we'll be in contact with those individuals able to help us.
Chief, I've seen some people say they thought the police should have gotten there sooner. If the first call came in at 7 p.m., why weren't officers there quickly, given that there was that large event already going on?
So the question is about the large event. So the large event that was going on was the amphitheater, again at the train shed, and then a parking lot just outside of the river. So we had officers already assigned to the area. And we talk about the time the call came in versus the time it was dispatched. So the call came in for 7. It wasn't dispatched because of the way the call came in. The riverboat pilot was very calm. He just said it was a disturbance. As more calls came in and the call takers asked more appropriate questions, the call was dispatched at 7:15, and within 3 minutes, the first 4 officers were on scene, and immediately following that, 3 additional officers were on scene, totaling 7. So the response was adequate, was timely, based on the information received from the Communication Division. Teresa, what I'll tell you is that based on the elements of this crime, those elements did not exist.
Do you know a timing of arraignment for these people who are turning themselves in?
No, I don't. Of course, they'll have their day in court. We're going to be transported from Selma over here to Montgomery, and then they'll face the court system here in the city of Montgomery. So I don't have a timeline for you, but again, we're still waiting on 2 additional subjects to turn themselves in. Again, that's supposed to happen within the hour. So we're waiting on those as well, and then we'll work on the transport from where they are to get them back here in our jurisdiction.
And you all will post the mugshots?
Yes, sir. They'll be posted. They'll be made available to all media.
Sir.
Once they're transported here, they're already under arrest when they get themselves in Selma, or whichever police station they go to.
Once contact is made with law enforcement, they'll be placed under arrest and provided their Miranda warnings as appropriate.
A question for the mayor, if he's willing. This area landed Montgomery in national news for part of the city that the city was taking great care to try to develop as a tourist destination to make people feel safe. Do you have any concerns this is going to reflect negatively on your city?
I don't think you judge any community by any one incident. As Chief said before, this is not indicative of who we are. As a matter of fact, the people on the pontoon boat are not residents of Montgomery. So I think it's important for us to address this as an isolated incident, one that was avoidable, and one that was brought on by individuals who chose the wrong path of action. From the time they were notified that they were in the vicinity of where the Harriet parks, to how they responded to when they were given a second notice of that. So this is not indicative of our community at all, and I think people will view this as the actions of a few individuals and not characterize the entire community. All right. Well, listen, with that, we want to thank, go ahead. Sure.
He ain't done
and
yet.
in closing, I just want to, appeal to the public. that this incident is isolated. It will be over soon. We're going to continue our investigation until we put this to rest. But make no mistake, our Fusion Center, our state police, our partnering agencies, we're all paying attention to what's going on. And in terms of any possible retaliatory acts, don't come here with it. We're not going to tolerate it. We will be active, we will be aggressive, and we will not allow this type of behavior in our city. That's the message to the community. And again, thank everyone, thank the public. Please continue to send us those bits and pieces of video that you have out there. We're reviewing each and every one of them for content, and we will utilize those as best needed. Thank you very much.
Again, we want to thank everyone in the community for their help and involvement in this. Many who have shared information with us via social media and other forms of communication. We also want to thank again our first responders for their reaction and work that they do each and every day to protect and serve this community. And we want to thank all of you for covering this incident and certainly making sure that it's thorough in the accounting of how the incidents took place and where we go from here. Again, as Chief mentioned, this investigation is ongoing, and as there are new developments, we'll make sure to inform you of those. So thank you so much, and I'll conclude this press conference. Thank you.
Okay. So you hear it all right there, guys. They are not playing. Period, point blank. They are not playing. And we got some more clarity. We got a lot more clarity, y'all, which I do appreciate. We got a lot more clarity of a breakdown of what happened here. So these guys were jerks, y'all. Straight up. These guys were jerks, man. Absolute jerks. I wrote as much as I could down. There was a lot of information that was given. But let me just show you guys that again. I mean, the fight that ensued is pretty ridiculous. And then, of course, in the very beginning of it, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It looks like six black men, 6 white men going after this black co-captain of the Harriet riverboat. At first, it looked white against black, and then everyone jumped in. All the good Samaritans, all the people that got involved. It was a multicultural cornucopia of fists beating down all those jerk-offs. But there's some information here that I think is really important to take from this situation. And yeah, we can call them thugs. Lee, we can call them thugs too. They're just a thug is a jerk is a jerk is a thug. Period. Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. But hold on, let me I saw something. Let me send hold on. Yeah, Corey McGinnis, I do agree with that too, because a lot of this, because of the footage, without the footage, this would have been a completely different breakdown. I guarantee you that. This would have been a completely different turnaround or turnout. Other people would have been arrested, and those individuals that started the fight would not be looking at a situation right now, looking at charges. So let me just break this down for you guys. So from what we understand, from what we heard from the chief of police, which again, I appreciate him coming in and breaking it down for you, for all of us. But what happened is that they're okay. Just so you guys know, just so you know how full, how packed the riverboat was. There was 200 passengers on the Harriet II riverboat. They were all trying to dock. Now there was another boat that was like a paddle boat type of boat that was involved in the situation. So let's look at this. Let's talk about this too. So the co-captain of the Harriet II got onto that boat. That's why we see in this video here, in the very beginning of it, this boat right here is the boat that he was on.
There.
Ooh, let me hell loud. Let me just kill that sound. But he was on this boat. He was on this boat. Got on this boat, went across the water so that he could get onto this dock to move these boats. There was another 16-year-old kid, as you can see right here. If you can see my mouse, there was a 16-year-old kid that helped, that went over, another employee. He was there. He I'm assuming got off the boat, or he was already on the dock, but he went to help Damian Pickett, the co-captain, the security guard, or what we were all calling the security guard. He's actually the co-captain, the man in the black man in the white shirt. He helped this young employee, 16-year-old employee, white employee, helped this co-captain move the boats. But before all that went down, allegedly, the owners of the boats were shouting out obscenities, were cursing at the people on the boat, on the riverboat, and they were also using obscene gestures, middle fingers, whatever, before they walked off. Because that's how entitled these mother lovers were. That's how untouchable they feel that they were. Let me just put that in your pipe and smoke on that for a minute. Now, I'm going to get to something here in a second about these guys' past. Here in a second. But this particular co-captain went all the way over, went under the dock from the ride of the other boat, which was smaller. That boat could fit in that area, so they dropped him off. He moved the boats. After they were already having this exchange of heated words and hand gestures, he moved the dock. He moved the boats on the dock, moved them up so that there'd be a little bit more room for the Harriet to dock and they can get the passengers off. The owners of the pontoon boat start coming up and start asking him questions. So it was already a heated exchange before they even walked over there. Before he even got off the boat, the co-captain, before the co-captain even got off the boat to dock onto the dock to move those boats down the dock, there was already a heated exchange before then. So this is why he was super angry. These individuals felt like they could do anything they wanted. They felt that they were untouchable. So he tries to move the boats. These guys aren't having it. There was already an angry situation. Now, there is a moment before the fight went down that he's talking to one of the guys, and it looks like the co-captain's flipping him the bird, but he's not. He's actually talking about how they were flipping them, the boat, the riverboat, the bird. Next thing you know, fight ensues. Again, thank God for all the recordings. Thank God for all the video, all the footage, because it totally lays out exactly what went down. No, from what I've seen so far, no one's shown, or I've never seen footage of the actual hand gestures and the cursing at the people on the Harriet riverboat. I haven't seen that yet, but still, lucky for them, lucky for the co-captain, all the people that came and fought in his defense. Lucky for all those videos out here. They were able to look and assess who were the bad guys and who were the good guys. So just so you know, Damian Pickett is the actual co-captain. And I hope he gets a raise. That's all I'm going to say. He better not lose his job. I'll be angry as hell. So he better have his job. And I hope he got a raise. At least something for what he went through. But Damian Pickett is the co-captain. There are 3 individuals that they are trying to make sure they get their hands on. Apparently, they already have one of them, one of the guys. But one of them is Richard Roberts. He has 2 second-degree A's. I got to use these code words. This man is 48 years old, looking like a fool with his pants on the ground, literally going and trying to fight another man over water. All right. Literally a boat floating on water. All right. Next one. Alan Todd. I didn't catch his age. It happened pretty quickly, but it looks like he's looking at it 1 second-degree A as well. And then there's Zachary Shipman. He's 25 years old. They start him young, don't they? He's looking at another charge as well. They say that they already have one of them in custody, but they're still trying to get, and another one apparently is going to be turning themselves in today. But another one they still have not detained. They still have not gotten their hands on him yet. So one of them's out here, out on a lam, kicking rocks out here in these wilderness streets. And we do not know which one they have detained, which one's about to turn themselves in, and one they're trying to get, that they're trying to have come in right now. But those are their names. Now, there is the situation with the man with the chair. All right, the man with the chair. His name is Reggie Gray. They have yet to have him yet. They want to bring him in so that they can question him for the situation. And I know there's been a lot of memes, skits, parodies of the situation of his chair jitsu. But I know a lot of people are sitting with him. Get it? Sitting with Reggie. But Reggie Gray, my brother, if you're watching, you might as well walk in, make your statement, and keep it moving. Because the law is looking for you too. So they said, yes, of course, there needs to be more conflict resolution types of ways, types of procedures when handling situations like this. They did ask, one of the reporters did ask a very good question about were there actual signs on the poles, on the posts, on the dock saying this is for riverboats and riverboats only, or anything of that sort. And he says that there were signs up there, but they always get moved, they get taken down. There's no, they don't have anything that's permanently up there so that people can actually see that and know, okay, we're not supposed to dock here. We got to dock our boats somewhere else. But no matter what, I don't know what's up with people. Let's keep it real. If you were docked in that same dock and you're out here having a good time, kicking it, blah, 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 showing off your pontoon boat, having a good old time, and a whole bunch of people on a boat are sitting there going, you need to move your boat. You're not supposed to be docked there. What would you do? Would you flip them the bird and say that go F themselves? Or would you go, oh, my bad, lo siento, let me move this really quick. Let me just move it. Where do I dock? That's a simple question. Where do I dock? I'll move it. But where can I dock then? Period. Problem solved. Just move the doggone boat. You're not supposed to be there. 200 people on a boat are screaming at you. And instead of you going, sorry guys, I'm moving right now, you decide to flip them a bird and start screaming out offensive language when you know for a fact that there are families on that boat and all that. It's beyond me. Now, they did ask if this was a hate crime. Yeah, Nicole, listen, common courtesy. It's common doggone courtesy, y'all. Common courtesy. It's common sense. It's common sense. Oh, I'm not supposed to be. Okay, my bad. Move it. That's it. Now, they asked if this was a hate crime. Now, I leave that up to y'all. If this was a hate crime. Police are sitting here saying, no, we don't look at it as such, so on and so forth. But I feel that a lot would be explained or The vibe would be explained beautifully if we knew what kind of language was being said before the co-captain was put on this dock. If these guys were hurling slurs and saying all kinds of unthinkable things, then yeah. But if they were just being jerk-offs, I don't know. I leave that up to y'all on that part. The fact that they jumped this black man by himself also translates something completely different as well. A whole bunch of white men jumped this black man for no reason because they were in the wrong place. They parked or docked their boats in the wrong area. They were supposed to do the right thing, take the higher road, and move the boats. That's all they needed to do. But they felt that they had a certain amount of privilege. They felt that they were untouchable. For what reason? I'll leave that up to y'all. Now, we heard allegedly the captain speaking on that radio show. I only played a little bit of it. I didn't play the whole thing. But he even said himself that these guys have a history of wreaking havoc out here. Taking their car, taking a golf cart that wasn't even theirs, parking it inside a hotel lobby. What reason? Just because they could. There's a certain amount of there's a lack of decency that certain people have, especially the ones that feel that they come from a legacy, like they are local royalty. Just because daddy has a couple more commas in his bank account does not mean that you are above everybody else. It's common sense to be good out here. It's common sense to be gentlemen and ladies out here. It's common sense, and it's very, very easy to do. Let me tell you. Let me explain why. All they could have done is say sorry, get into their boats, and move it. Problem would have been solved. Oh, I'm sorry. You might have to walk a few feet. You might have to walk a little bit longer. But hey, obviously, the alcohol that's coursing in your veins right now, let's be real. You could burn some of that off. And some of them looking a little tubby. And so burning a few calories wouldn't hurt them as well. They should think about keto. The other thing, too, I want to say is, hey, it's interesting. Just by moving that stuff, they wouldn't be finding themselves catching any charges. They wouldn't be on viral videos being made fun of. They wouldn't be doxxed right now, and they wouldn't be boycotted. Their father, whom I don't know if Richard Roberts is the pop. He's 48, mother-loving years old. I'm assuming he is. But on God, if he's legacy, or if he's the one who actually put this whole line of markets in his stores together with grit, sweat, spit, and bubble gum, no matter what. Now you got a whole bunch of people that are not going to be matriculating or not going to patron your spot anymore. See how when you take the right road, it's the easier road? That's all I'm trying to say. It's as simple as that. My bad, get in the boat, move on. When you start doing things like this and you get yourself in tussles, you ruin everything. Now they've tarnished an entire legacy. But if those claims are true from the captain, from that interview with the captain, if those claims are true, they've already been tarnishing the legacy, tarnishing the name. This was only a matter of time. This was going to happen. Whether it was on a boat or if it was a golf cart in a damn hotel lobby. Let me get some of these super chats really quick. So I'm happy that we heard that. That's some great bloody news. I'm going to be real. I'm extremely, extremely happy about it. these guys are looking at charges, and may they get the charges as quickly as possible. But real quick, Shannon, thank you so much for the 20. Thank you so much. On a side note, congratulations on your baby Celine. Thank you. May God bless you and your family. Thank you so much. Welcome to the greatest club, parenthood. Sorry, diapers on me. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mary Lou, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family, Mary Lou. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you. And just like Mary Lou, if you want to, please, by all means, hit that join button down below. That would greatly be appreciated. Thank you, guys. Berenice Rivas, thank you so much for the 5. Have you seen the Yelp page? They responded to the incident. Vassar's Mini Mart, Selma, Alabama. I have not, but I'm going to take a look at it when the show is over for sure. I'm going to take a look at it for sure. Ivan, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the 5. If the jerks were using slurs prior, then charges should be upgraded to hate crime. Yes, I agree as well. And this is why I'm really upset, because we haven't seen yet if anybody was recording any of the stuff that was happening beforehand. If any of the people that were recording and you have the beginning of this, please let a brother know. Please send it my way. Shorty, send my way. Send it my way. So, Charlie Miller, thank you so much for the 2. Common sense isn't so common in this day and time. I know, man, and that's such a damn shame. That's just a damn shame. I just have to say that. It's just a real damn shame. Common sense, and yeah, it doesn't. Tempers are flaring, y'all. People are fighting at baseball games. People are fighting on docks. Now, I mean, it's insane. People don't know how to be adults anymore. Everyone's out here acting like children. What's up with that? And this is actually, sorry, people are out here acting like they don't have any brain cells. Because this is worse than acting like children. Shoot. My child is only, what, 3 days old? 3 days old, man. And she's more mature than any of these mother lovers. Come on now. So, it's a damn shame. All right? It's a damn shame. But they are looking on, trying to get the guys. They're trying to get the man with the chair and all that. When more information comes out, you know for a fact you're going to be hearing it from me here. So, sit tight, stay beautiful, and get ready for the madness. One other thing, somebody was asking about this. I think it was McGinnis on Facebook was asking about this. They were asking about boating under the influence. And I think that's a damn good question, because you got to remember, these are what they did. Hold on. What they did clearly shows that these guys were inebriated. Clearly shows that these guys were under the influence. I don't think anybody would have just, I mean, man, some people have a short fuse no matter what, but I feel like alcohol came into play with this situation. And we must protect that co-captain, the one who went over and moved those boats on the dock. We must protect him at all costs, because he did not do anything wrong. He was angry, and that's it. And he had every right to be angry. But this is boating under the influence in the state of Alabama. Alabama. So, Alabama law prohibits anyone from boating under the influence. That's BUI, boating under the influence. That is operating any boat, sailboat, PWC, water skis, sailboat, or similar device while intoxicated due to alcohol or any combination of alcohol, controlled substances, or the drugs. So, Alabama law specifically states that it's illegal to be in physical control of any vessel, water skis, or similar device if the operator has a concentration of alcohol in his or her blood of 0.08% or more, is under the influence of alcohol, any controlled substance, or the that rhymes with rugs, or any combination of alcohol, controlled substances, or rhymes with rugs, or any substance that impairs the operator's mental or physical faculties. So all this stuff, they don't play with that. They don't play with that. So if you are doing a BUI, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in some serious trouble. That's why you always make sure that you have a designated driver in everything that you do. If your activities involve copious amounts of liquor or spirits. That's it. Plain and simple, guys. But again, we need to protect that co-captain better have gotten a raise. He should not be reprimanded for anything that he did. He was attacked first, and then he had to protect himself. Man, he threw that hat. He was just like, it's like a damn dance move, man. Oh, man. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Didn't know that this was going to be happening, but I appreciate you guys coming in and watching the press conference with me. Definitely impromptu as hell. Once there are any mug shots that come out, we will definitely be looking at them as a family. Don't you worry about that. We are going to be talking about this as more information starts to funnel out. Trust and believe. I will be talking about it for sure. Okay? But again, it's crazy how all that went down. And what the chief of police even said, that there was a really nice, positive back to school event that was going on right off the side. We don't really see it in the footage, but it was right there. It was supposed to be a nice, positive event. And it turned into this, where you got grown people acting like children, violent children. And that's really, really sad. But if there's any more information, I'll let you guys know. Don't worry. You'll know very, very soon. Please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. All right. That'd be greatly appreciated. Let me check something real quick before everybody heads off. Please hit that like button down below. Send it past, if you can get it past 800 likes, that would be amazing. I'd love to see it go past 1,000. See it go to 1K, but a like doesn't cost a thing. 800 will suffice. That would make me very, very happy. So please go and do that. All right. And do not forget, if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, definitely hit that like button, hit that follow button on Facebook, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. If you want to support the channel, don't forget to hit that join button down below. That'd be greatly appreciated as well. And I will be talking to you guys very, very soon. Okay? Appreciate all y'all for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Got some more pop-up videos coming up very soon, so keep your eyes peeled. Anyway, guys, it is time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And please, whenever you go into an altercation, or if there's a potential altercation coming your way, always take the high road. Always take the high road. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.